Hola, friends. Welcome to part three of the range of possibilities for pivots. We're going to keep those pivots turning as we explore in this part three speed and geometry.
Mhm. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out part one and part two, definitely check those out first, where we look at the entire range of the amount of rotation, because oftentimes that is closely connected to our speed range. As we know, typically with our two ranges, small and fast tend to go together, and big and large tend to go together. But let's talk about also what needs to happen within the frame to create those movements. So let's say that I am here in the middle of my range and we are doing some nice back ochos, and I want to create these into some nice quick ochitos. There's something happening in the music and I want to create that moment with my partner. Well, what just happened there? We had an increase of tone within the frame. Yes, and if you also noticed, we had an increase of elevation. I can utilize both of those tools to create nice, quick, fast movements with my ochos. Oh, so right here, let's say I want to create that nice, fast ocho versus something nice and long and slow. So versus containing the energy within the couple and rising in elevation, when I want to go to the other side of that range, I relax the energy through the frame. We can oftentimes lower down to help encourage that nice long leg line and nice slow dramatic ochos.
Let's take a look now at preparation, which figures into the geometry. That is, where are we going to direct the steps to get the preparatory energy that we need, or that we'd like, we would find helpful. So let's say we want to start that back pivot. If we just do that with a straight side step, very often the newer dancers will interpret that as an invitation to step through the open step on the hand side. If we send that pivot around us, we've already given that circular energy, and it feels very natural to go into that back pivot. Mm-hmm. That is also a good example of the geometry. If we do a straight step across, in order to create the triangle, I've then got to step around my partner to create that preparatory energy. Versus if we use this approach of inviting my partner around me, they have already created the triangle with their step. So they get the message sooner that, hey, we're going into a back ocho.
Mm-hmm. Back ochos also can be a little bit tricky. A lot of times they can be misfollowed and misled. And I feel like creating that rotation initially going into it almost kind of takes away all that uncertainty. I, as a follower, already, have, like Arjun said, that sensation of beginning to wrap around my partner, which just naturally turns my shoulders open.
And that fits in so nicely with the milonguero, a close embrace, and keeping us within our lane and la ronda. So rather than stepping off to the side, potentially into another lane, keep it all tight and well connected.
Agreed. Like it. So you were more pointing out the importance, especially I feel like within pivots, of that nice supported triangle shape. That's something that we want to be aiming for regardless of whether we're doing the back ochos or even the forward ochos. As I go into this, notice again, here we are creating that nice shape. What that does is that puts your follower right into your center light. I am not back here, right, outside where you're having to manipulate or use arms to create. And I haven't already arrived way over here where, again, where are you? What are you doing? So if you find that you're having to use your arms a lot to create pivots, we would encourage you to take a look at the geometry that you are creating instead.
Yeah, it's kind of like I flashed on the thought as you're saying that of inviting our partner steps within our comfortable sphere of influence.
Yes, I like that.
If I'm inviting my partner away here, then I've got to catch up. Too close to me, then I may be off balance. So, yeah, well said.
Thanks, thanks.
So let's look at all the different ways of provoking pivots.
Provoking them.
Absolutely. I can just be kind of lazy about it and invite my partner to do most of the work around me as I simply stand in place.
Mm-hmm.
Or what's more typical in cross system, notice it's my hand side leg with my partner's arm side leg. We can go side to side, keeping that nice geometrical sphere of control.
Mm-hmm.
And we can also go contra to our partner, that is, side to side still, but in opposite directions, which adds some nice energy to it.
That's fun. If you're wanting to embellish on the ocho, switching to the contra position can be a great way to create that energy.
One last idea, which you will see very seldom because it challenges the leader's balance,
Indeed.
is either in parallel system, doing pivots with our partner. And typically what's happening is I'm going to stabilize myself and invite my partner's rotation and then take my rotation.
Coming along
We
after.
can also do it in parallel, but the embrace opens up quite a bit to allow that.
And this would be for those with a much more flexible spine, if you will, because with both of us coming through, we really have to make sure that we rotate, but yet keep our center lights towards one another.
So all of those different flavors will add some, opportunities to match the music better, and then two, creativity to bring a different look to the dance.
And just like any of our range of possibility videos, we encourage you to explore crisscrossing the ranges. We know we talked about how things can feel really natural together, fast, small, high, tight, right? Low, relaxed, slow. But we encourage you to see if you can work the opposite ends of those ranges. Can you create something fast, but really big? Can you create those small little ochitos, but very deliberately and slowly? It's a good experiment to see, are you truly communicating with your partner? Are you able to work within the full range of that movement? Or do we just kind of typically stay in our little sweet spot all the time?
Right, those kinds of explorations will give you more range in our abilities, better able to match a wide range of partners.
We are going to continue with this range of possibility series, so we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Until then, abrazos.
Abrazos.